What's up? What's up? This your boy JG back with another video on music tips and reviews with JG. I appreciate y'all watching, and also please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, already. Trying to get to 3K, so appreciate the support so far. I got my bro Steve up here tonight.
Yo, 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 yo.
Cause this is a very important topic, especially us. We was kind of raised on, this era of music, 90s music, R&B, and this guy was one of the biggest at the time, the 90s, and so this is kind of a touchy topic because he was one of the biggest artists of that era, and things has transpire over all these years, and finally they're really doing something about it. It's sad that this has happened, and he didn't get help earlier about this stuff. So we're gonna talk about 25 should R. Kelly get 25 years plus in prison, and it's just sad that a genius like this it's this long. So during this topic, if you have a comment, also I got super chat and cash app. My cash app is below $JGillsVA. So we're gonna check out a clip first, and then we're gonna go into the conversation. So I appreciate you, Steve, for being on here to talk about it. Yeah. So this look like it might be African YouTube channel. They're talking about R. Kelly. A lot of the females is like, yeah, he deserved what he's getting. 25 plus. So we're gonna get into this right quick. Check this out. So
suggest R. Kelly is sentenced to more than 25 years in prison. As American singer-songwriter R. Kelly's sentencing is fast approaching, federal prosecutors on the case have filed documents recommending the amount of time he should be sentenced, and they are suggesting that he should get more than 20.
So looking at these pictures of R. Kelly and the videos that we've seen since he's been in jail, do you think these are sincere looks that he's giving, or he's trying to give this look like trying to play it off like, I'm gonna play like this so I can be out of this case?
No, I think it's sincere because of the fact that reality is hitting, and it's like he's thinking about like his life and of course his music, but mostly his freedom.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of things are just set where he had time to think, but he's like, if I could just have another chance, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel this time it's really hitting him because there's so many people that's been coming forth, especially since the Survivor R. Kelly documentary. All those like tons and tons of females has came forward about these allegations, from the early 90s,
right?
Aaliyah and Sparkle, her niece was involved with him, around the 2000s. So so
it's crazy.
And of course Dame Dash, she's been kind of sensitive about this topic because he was the last one to be with Aaliyah before she passed away, and there was a lot of stuff he wanted to get from her, but she was kind of ashamed to talk about it. He said it was stuff he would ask, but she said she don't want to talk about it, so they never talked about it. So
was there a question he's about to ask?
How you feel about well, besides the Aaliyah, how he looks, the image she's putting forth, in court, what you feel about the Aaliyah situation, and how now they finally, you know, bringing justice to that as well.
Um, I mean, I know they doing what they have to do, and I understand they're going to get money from it. I believe, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it was. I'm not putting it under the rug or anything like that, but it's just kind of unfortunate because Aaliyah's not here. You know what I mean, like that, and I understand they found have the evidence they need. It just seemed like that was just going on for like a minute, and during that
yeah,
time, Aaliyah was with it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm not
yeah,
blaming her or anything like that, but she was with it. It was kind of like everything was cool, but until like after all the allegations came out and stuff, then they go back to this.
mhm, mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. But a lot of females, and I've seen this, in my personal surroundings, the environment. Uh,
Hmm.
a lot of older women, they feel like the young women, they don't have that mindset at that time because Leah was young, and
Right,
so she didn't have that mindset to say, this dude is way older than me, I don't need to be with him. But
right,
she's caught up in the affection, and you know
right.
all of these females that came out about R. Kelly, they always said that he was a charming guy, at
Hmm.
first, and then
Yeah.
later on he became very, possessive,
Hmm.
with these females. And have you seen the whole Survivor R. Kelly?
No, I haven't seen. I
Yeah,
haven't. I need
yeah,
to, but
yeah, yeah. So each woman, it seems like they said the similar thing. Like he's
mhm.
nice at the beginning, and
Yeah.
then later on he's kind of forcing himself to have sexual activities with these females. And I feel I'm kind of back and forth because these females, they knew that he was a sex symbol,
Hmm.
but on his side he had took advantage of who he was. And
Hmm.
a lot of one of the females, she came forth and said that he gave her herpes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And
Right.
so it's like, you know,
It it's crazy because like you said, he's a sex symbol, and when uh, all these women are throwing themselves at him, it's kind of like they're on one accord. But then when
yeah,
something bad happens, what happens is that they look at it and they're like, well, that happened to me, and so the energy changes. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because it's affecting somebody. So then what happens is they place themselves in that position. They said, well, I didn't interact. So in the
yeah,
beginning, when everything was cool and everything, just like when he was at his height, but then
hmm,
when things went wrong, that's when everything just affected. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
people, the fan base, the females. So,
yeah, yeah,
and of course, we listen to R. Kelly. We grew up with him and stuff like that. So it affects the whole fan base, even people
yeah,
who just heard of R. Kelly for the first time because it's like, wow, this is a musical genius,
yeah,
and they're starting to include the character of R. Kelly, along with his music. Because we're not going to deny he's a great talent, like he's one of the best. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But it's like
yeah,
separating his character.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And how you feel like celebrities are still saying that he's one of the greatest that ever did it. You know,
I'm
I,
I'm gonna tell
yeah,
you something. I agree. I
yeah,
agree because you know, and hey, look, y'all. I listen to him still.
yeah, yeah,
This. I mean, I try to be selective with the music that I listen to, but when I listen to like his God-given talent,
hmm,
it's just remarkable. This is a guy who couldn't or didn't read and write, but yet
yeah,
he could put a song together and touch your heart. I
yeah,
mean, I believe I can fly, man. Like
yeah,
I don't care what nobody says. That was played at church.
yeah,
I even heard not only "You Saved Me," but there were songs on the album that you would have never heard of unless you bought the album. That was other. He had this one called Three Way with
oh
Kim
yeah,
Burrell and Kelly Price.
oh yeah,
So, people aspire, and you know what? I'll say this: somebody asked me one time. My uncle said, he said, if you had a choice, because he knew I wanted to be a singer. He said, would you rather follow in the footsteps of Music Soul Child or R. Kelly?
Mhm.
So when you hear like people bringing up R. Kelly in a conversation,
Yeah.
that. I mean, you're talking about somebody that's special.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel people shouldn't criticize you because you still listen to R. Kelly. You know, if he was your influence before, this happened,
Right.
why change now? People have to separate the music from what he
You
did behind closed. It ain't people's fault what he did.
you,
So
a perfect example is I mean, like if you have your favorite actress or actor,
yeah,
something might happen where it's like, okay, are you going to stop listening to their classes and the movies that they made and stuff? And
yeah,
I mean, everybody has done something bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's small or big, but see, we judge it on a scale just because of him being in the spotlight.
yeah,
But the thing is about, like you said, I don't know where he was at during that time when things happened, but all I know is that when I was listening to the music, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying, whether it was at the cookout, like you said, us growing up and stuff, listening on the radio, it's like I just know that it like it inspired us like musically and just like it just gave you a vibe and
yeah, yeah, yeah. So how do you feel about the mute R. Kelly era? That's still existing now. Like radio stations not really playing his music anymore. I haven't
oh
heard his.
man,
I haven't heard. But the
yeah,
thing is, they still playing music he's written. You know, uh,
right,
God,
right, so
God's
right.
grace. Yeah,
He got right, and that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to take the stuff that he contribute
yeah,
because this is a guy also, like you said, I mean, he wrote hits
yeah,
for gospel artists, R&B. He wrote different genres, and so like, and I understand there's been some people that took R. Kelly off their songs and stuff, but still, nevertheless, there is a song where he even co-produced.
yeah, yeah,
Somewhere where he,
yeah,
what I'm saying, he threw an idea out there. So it's like you can't really get rid of everything that he's done because his influence is everywhere. If that's the case, Space Jam,
yeah,
he's on the soundtrack. What you going to skip? I Believe I Can Fly. You going to stop watching the movie because that was played in the movie.
yeah. And that was one of the biggest songs. I remember in elementary school we sung that for assemblies and stuff like that. Uh,
Exactly,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
I mean, bro,
yeah.
this, this who says I believe I can fly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like R.
yeah,
Kelly just put you in a mindset where like, wow, I wasn't even thinking like that, but he made you think you can do it because see, R. Kelly, in spite of all, he lets you know that the lack of whatever you done is no excuse of what you can do.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This was a guy who, like I said, didn't read and write,
yeah,
but he could write a song. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? He could write a song, but the thing is, it won't just a song. It was a song that touched your heart.
yeah.
And whether it was making babies or
Mhm,
graduating,
mhm,
even gospel.
mhm. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
look,
yeah,
he did a song with Marvin Sapp. Shout out to Marvin Sapp.
yeah,
He just came out with an album,
yeah,
but he did a song for Marvin Sapp, and Marvin Sapp is actually like talking to him, like as like he wrote a song for Marvin Sapp while Marvin Sapp is encouraging him.
Mm. Wow. I gotta hear that song. What's the name of it?
It's called Listen,
Oh, listen. Oh, okay.
and he's
Oh, okay.
saying he's basically saying R. Kelly, listen to the Spirit.
Mhm.
This is
Wow.
before everything took place, but R. Kelly wrote that. And
Oh,
for Marvin Sapp, Marvin Sapp, you know what I'm saying? He knew about everything, but that didn't stop him from putting him on this album because we what happens, see, we tend to put judgment on one thing. I even go further, and I don't mean to bring this up, but Mike Todd,
yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, look, people still listening to him. I mean, he's an amazing preacher.
yeah,
But if we can, and I understand that was just one thing, but I'm just using for example, if you can forgive people, like people have done things where it's like, look, I understand they affect different people and stuff like that, but you can't say that they're all the way bad because everybody has good and bad in them, and it's not you know, okay, you just have bad and that's it. No, it's how did I get through it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because of this has made R. Kelly a better person. But I just think with other people who've been in situations like this or something similar, I just felt like R. Kelly was treated a little bit more different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Because he's been cooperating and stuff like that. And hey, you know, he's been through some things, but
Yeah.
everybody deserves some chances, man.
Yeah. So June 29th, they supposed to give the verdict. You know, if he's getting 25 years plus. It's sad because sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Some days I was like, I miss the genius of R. Kelly.
Oh,
Because
I
you tired of hearing the same stuff on the radio.
oh,
It's like I'm missing that
right.
creativity that R. Kelly.
Oh,
Even though like Pharrell is coming out with new music, even though
yeah,
all these different creatives, they creative themselves, but it's
right.
something
But
about that R. Kelly creativeness.
see,
you know.
this is the thing. R. Kelly has influenced artists just like, you know, people like Stevie Wonder, Charlie Wilson influenced R. Kelly and Aaron Hall. But the thing is that when that artist is their own, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's only one. There's only one of them. You know what I'm saying? There's only one Tank. There's
Yeah.
only one James Gilmore. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And shout you out. There's only one R. Kelly, one Babyface. We're influenced by these artists to make the things that we make to make our sound unique, but make it our own.
Yeah.
Everybody's influenced by something. So when you take R. Kelly out of the question, just like Tank said, I understand that, but you can't deny the fact that R. Kelly influenced,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like artists and the people. I mean, Trey Songz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Trey Songz went through a little bit of it, and I think right now everything's kind of cool. But the thing is, and stuff like, you know, we appreciate Trey Songz,
Yeah.
but but where will he be if there no R. Kelly?
And I hate that people said, "Oh, Trey Songz gonna be worse than R. Kelly." People spreading rumors like that
Right.
because
They,
his stuff is happening so rapidly. His
right.
cases and stuff. And I think we kind of like once we put a stereotype on a person, it seems
Hmm.
like they just pick it up and run with that. Instead of saying encouraging the person to
Right.
even especially the people that's around them say, hey, uh, we gonna we need you around. You don't need to be doing that.
Right.
But it's
Right.
everybody's so money hungry around
Yeah.
these people. I got another question. These people that was around him, like fellow producers and artists.
Hmm.
Why didn't they say like, man, I'm not gonna work with you if you do this?
Hmm.
With these females. Why they didn't just say, you know, stand up for what was right?
You know what? R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, making a lot of songs, making a lot of money, paying a lot of people and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah,
they don't want they know that they may not have that kind of job like that or getting
yeah,
this kind of money,
yeah,
you know, or just being around somebody that's popular and famous. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And so the thing is, it's kind of like I'm just going with the wave and stuff. Nobody ain't saying that everything's cool or whatever like that. But you know, I believe there was some people who might have wanted to say something, but the thing is that you know what? It's kind of like you know what? This is none of my business. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I'm just here to do my job and I'm getting paid. But then when stuff started to hit, and then when it started to now get personal to the point where oh I could be in trouble, they had no choice because they had to cover themselves. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah,
it's sad. That's like that in life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Until something affects you, it's kind of like okay, now you know you're gonna look out for yourself. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's sad to say that nobody didn't stand up and do that. For if they did that, they might have lost a friendship or
Mm.
whatever. But at least R. Kelly would have been like, you know what, this person did tell me this, and I got respect. Even if he was to have like continue to do it, because what I'm saying, it's been a struggle for him. But at
Yeah.
least he could say, you know what, I got some people around me that not just there, but I know too they got my best wishes because now they're focused on me as a person, not just as a
Yeah.
celebrity.
Yeah, and I feel, man. Of course, this was a mental illness he had, and
Hmm.
people people have to separate the illness from the person.
Right.
When somebody have addiction, it is
Hmm.
something. It's a spirit that's in them that's allowing them to
Right.
keep doing it over and over again.
Right.
And so he probably needed somebody around him that could kind of
Hmm. Right.
help him shake those demons that he had. As
Right.
far as young females and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. And so let me play a little bit more of this clip, so they get further more into about what's going on with R. Kelly, at this time.
25
Okay.
years in prison, as they believe his actions are more than enough to have him locked up in excess of 25 years. In a filing in Brooklyn federal court, prosecutors said R. Kelly exploited his stardom and wealth over a quarter century to lure women and underage girls for sex, demonstrating a callous disregard.
So they saying that in the news they said like it was like a sex trafficking, and
Mm.
that he had so many females in the house at the same time, and that's what the females said on Survivor R. Kelly, that was females almost in each room.
Hmm.
They
Right.
can't leave the room unless he say so and all that stuff. So
Yeah, that's the part I was like,
yeah,
you know, I ain't
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
And talking about
Both
couch,
victims
what
and
is it?
yeah, yeah.
Hawk tie something.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. So I'm gonna get to one of the victims. She went with R. Kelly, I think around 95 or so, and
Hmm.
so she had something to say about this verdict.
Question.
So I'm gonna get to that after this commercial. So
They gotta get paid.
yeah.
Shout outs to the Wicks girl.
I was happier than what I heard his lawyer was trying to propose. I think that the situation is that he's destroyed so many lives for so long that I don't
So
even.
this victim, she's still, you can tell by her face, she's still distraught by what he did to her. And if you haven't seen Survivor R. Kelly, I remember her. She said that "You Are Not Alone" was inspired by her. That,
What?
and so he saying that she said that he was talking about her in the song, like "You Are Not Alone, I'm here with you." Like, she needed him, stuff like that. And she also
Hmm.
said that he had gave her what's the kissing disease? Start with an M. I don't know the medical scientific term, but it's the kissing disease. And
Okay.
she said that he gave her that. So she gonna say further what she feel about the verdict.
Okay.
I think 25 is too low, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we deal with residual side effects. Like, we have to live with this forever. It's not something that just goes away. Lock him up and throw the key away and or put him under the jail
Wow.
forever.
Wow.
So is it life?
I would say life. I mean, I don't think he's ever gonna stop doing what he does. Like, he has to be away. I mean,
Mm.
he was charged. He went to trial back, like we were talking about, 2008. And you would think someone normal, but he's not normal. So you would think that someone in their right mind would say, "Oh my God, I better change my ways. I need help."
Mm.
So I don't think you can let this person out because he's proven over and over again that he'll continue preying upon women
Mm.
and men. I mean, just anyone who's vulnerable and anyone that he wants to prey upon, he'll do it.
Mm.
And he did use his star power. This has to be a lesson to everyone in the world. You can't just continue doing what you're doing because you're powerful. Like, enough is enough. And I just think that he needs to really sit with himself for the rest of his life and really think about what he did.
Mm.
Right.
So shout out to TMZ for that.
Right.
And so it's like, she kind of referring to him like he's, I see why they are frustrated and they describe him, but they don't need to describe him like an animal. They say
Right.
he prey on, she prey on,
Right.
you know,
Right. Because it's not like you. Right. You hear it every second.
yeah,
If that's the case, you would get a tape each year.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And it's
yeah. But
but
but the part, thinking about going back to his first case around 99 2000,
mhm.
uh, it seems like it was more evidence then, than now. Why didn't they find him guilty then before he got to other females? And so, it's just, I kind of agree, you know, especially if he has an addiction or he's uh,
Mhm.
addicted to his fame and think he can, do anything to these females because he's famous. I
Mhm.
get that part, that, you know, if he get out, it's like he can do it again. He's
Mhm.
unstoppable. He can't be stopped. And so,
I
what you
mean,
feel about what she said?
it's a tough one. I mean, it's like well, like you said, you could just tell she was still traumatized and stuff. So I want to be fair to her feelings and stuff.
Mm,
Um, it's I and this is the thing. We don't know what R. Kelly would do at this
yeah.
point. You know what I'm saying? But I would say that you know um, he does need help. But I
Mm,
think I think he's been praying, talking to God, maybe getting some counseling. I don't know, but I guess there's a part of me that's like I wish R. Kelly would make more music.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because like somebody said, can R. Kelly at least make one song? Can he give us
Hmm.
one song at least? But far as like the stuff that he's doing, I mean, yeah, I'm asking the question too. Why is it that back in the '90s and stuff like that, they didn't take this serious? And I would probably possibly say that maybe because during that time it was just overlooked because he was so busy making hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is that when you are at a point, when you're making hits and you're making money for the industry and things like that, it's like there's no complaints at this point. But I didn't hear a lot of women,
Mm,
what I'm saying, during that time and even up to the early 2000s saying and stuff like, "Hey, R. Kelly did this and that." Like I said, they were all if I'm not saying that no women were traumatized during that time, but I'm just saying that you didn't hear none of this.
hmm. Yeah.
And just like, with the whole thing, like even with Cosby, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why wasn't there women that were speaking up earlier? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And like Cosby, and it's just like the people that work with him, like with R. Kelly in the music industry, and versus the people that work with Cosby in the entertainment and the acting. They didn't
Right,
know. A lot of them didn't know the other life that these people lived. They just came to the
right,
job. They just came to the studio, but they didn't know. You can't blame them for just
right.
still working with
Mhm.
them because they probably didn't know at the time. So
But and that just let me know something, bro. Not everybody, so I'm not stereotyping it, but it let me know that in this life, man, whether people are famous or not,
mm,
um, they're human at the end.
yeah,
See, they go to the TV, they do what they gotta do, they put on, they perform, they act, they sing, they do all these things, but behind that, there's
mm,
a human side that is still relatable to the everyday human person.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's when they do stuff when nobody else can see them. And of
yeah,
course, we know that what's in the dark comes in the light. But it
mm,
just let me know people put. That's why you can't worship somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you put all your, you know what I'm saying, you put all the your hopes and stuff in somebody, and then what happens is that when the morality side of them comes out, and they've done this and that, then now the person's feeling disappointed because now it's affecting the thing that you fell in love with that they was doing, that made them who they were to the world.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it let me know too that guess what? They're still human at the end of the day. That's
Yeah.
why they still want their privacy.
Yeah.
They because they can't be in the public eye all the time. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like they want that space too. We aspire to do the things that they do,
Yeah.
and when you get a taste of it, you have to learn how to handle it because guess what? Now it's you're on a bigger platform and stuff like that. And matter of fact, it's going to be more problems
Yeah.
because you will have people that may possibly accuse you of something, may not, or just make up something. It doesn't matter. But because you've exposed yourself and your talents to the world is a blessing and a curse at the same time. Because
Yeah.
you'll have people that that may be jealous of you.
Mhm.
But then there's another side where you're touching the world, and next thing you know, where you not physically at, your music touched them
Yeah.
and they needed to hear it. But you're always going to have somebody. Now, I'm
Mm.
not saying that these ladies and stuff didn't do that, but I'm just saying with the actions that he took, there's
Yeah.
consequences.
Yeah.
And like she said and stuff, that's why people with power and stuff like that, they can't do everything that they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we've seen that with what's his name? He hung himself in prison. Was it billionaire Einstein?
I, f- I forgot. Yeah.
Einstein. You
That's
know what I'm talking
that's yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
about. Yeah.
He he
Um.
he was a he was a director or something like that. I
Okay. Oh
forgot
yeah,
what he
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
somebody else too, and he was associated with some people, but they kind of was like we had nothing to do with this.
Okay.
But the thing is, it just let me know that, like I said, whatever the thing is this whatever they choose to do. And Steve Harvey said R. Kelly did have chances. God, I do believe God gave R. Kelly chances
Yeah. Mhm.
because remember back in 2008
Mhm.
when he was found
Hey,
not guilty,
Uh
and let's just be honest, there was
huh.
people that said he was still that was him in the tape, but because he was found not guilty, it didn't matter. That was
Yeah.
God saving him. That was God
Yeah.
giving him another chance.
Yeah. And then he went on to do Chocolate Factory, and that was one of his best albums.
Bro, after I don't think after Chocolate Factory that was it because he followed up with You Save Me and that was
Yeah.
good, but it didn't get the same thing because he tried what to do was even though there were amazing songs You Save Me, he tried to duplicate on the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. 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 So.
Dang. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
oh, somebody's calling me.
Okay. But yeah, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm just praying, that, like I said, just like the people who listen to R. Kelly, like,
Mhm.
that, I hope it ain't too extreme, but because this music, I don't care where you at, it could be a Christmas song.
Yeah.
He did a
Yeah.
Christmas song not too long ago.
Yeah.
I listened to the Christmas song in July.
Yeah, his
Um,
whole Christmas album was dope though. I ain't gonna lie.
oh, hmm yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
you had any? I mean, did you?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're
Yeah.
gonna continue, but
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel, if he did it, he got to pay the consequences.
yeah.
Like karma. What goes around comes around.
And,
So, yeah,
and one more thing, what made it so crazy is that he was back in there like what 3 times, and he
yeah,
he got bailed out
yeah,
those times, like a fan or somebody like got him out for like 100. It was like I think it was like 100,000 or something,
wow,
and it was a lot. But remember he was in there, and then he was getting bailed out.
oh yeah,
But that wasn't enough after that Gail King interview.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, I think when that Gail King interview was out, that's this kind of just, you know, and people were making memes out of it. That's just when
Yeah.
like everything just.
Yeah. And I think that song, I admit, I don't think that was a smart move either.
So when he did that, it took me back to when OJ had that book talking about what if,
You know, what if I did it? Yeah.
right? And so by him doing that, it kind of just it was like he was telling on himself.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and I was
Yeah.
yeah, and I was gonna go to a clip about Kiki Palmer. I don't know if you had time to look at that. I was gonna look at that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And she talked about her experience with R. Kelly and how her mom was kind of like, no, you know, you can't mess with him. And
Hmm.
so I'm gonna get to that.
All right.
Kelly. Y'all gonna stop coming. You don't feel like these stories are a little crazy about R. Kelly? Y'all gonna stop coming at my boy Kels. That's people they were talking about over the age of 18.
Child star Kiki Palmer is defending the king of R&B despite shocking allegations.
Sexually abusing underage girls.
So that interview was kind of before her mom was kind of iffy about, you know, her mess with R. Kelly. So
Keeping a household of young women in a cult-like atmosphere.
I love R. Kelly.
Why can't you see the truth about him?
You fall in love with the charmer, and then slowly he lets the other one creep
so
in.
yeah, his wife just said it. You know, he charms them, and then he, you know, the other side creeps in. So
It comes in a step-by-step process. Step one.
It would be a dream come true to work with R. Kelly.
Step two.
I'm here with one of my favorite people in the world.
Step three.
I didn't know.
now that clip where she's sitting in his lap, that's kind of strange,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That was kind of like
yeah,
you set yourself up.
yeah,
R.
Like-
Kelly. Give you career advice.
Yeah.
I've been really, 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 really blessed. Music was something that came so easy to me as a kid. I'm here with one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
I wish everybody.
Oh, did he say that?
he said I'm a biter, right? He
Oh,
said
yeah,
something
that-
like that.
okay.
Let me go back.
Alright.
Let's see.
Kid,
Kinda
I'm here with
just
one of my
changed the
favorite
narrative.
people in the world.
I wish everybody would be obsessed with kills because it's the most inspiring.
So her mom probably seen these clips and like he's kind of going too far, and plus at the same time she's real young. You know, she's still learning. You know, about different stuff. So
Right.
Kiki trusted R. Kelly's advice, but her mom knew something wasn't right.
Hey Jay,
yeah,
I got. But I'll holler at you later, brother.
okay. Thanks for being on the show.
Okay, no problem, man.
All right, have a blessed night.
All right, you too, brother. All right.
All right. So yeah, appreciate y'all for being on the show. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, you know, I have Cash App $ J Gills VA. So I'm gonna check out more of this clip, and then yeah, and let me know what y'all think in the comment section about, you know, this R. Kelly. You know, he's about to serve 25 plus years in prison. It might be the verdict June 29th. So let me know what y'all think.
Protect me as much as she could from the industry.
She'd always tell me that I was too young, and I never could understand what age had to do with singing. When I think about all these early years with her, he had so many tough times, hard times.
My mom used to always go off on people. And I'm just like, damn, mom, you're just so mean.
My mom wouldn't let
So yeah. So basically this video is about her mom protecting her from R. Kelly. You know, a lot of stuff, you know, that, you know, Kiki Palmer didn't know at the time, you know, about these celebrities. You know, her mom really wanted her to wake up about these things. So again, let me know what y'all think, you know, about R. Kelly serving 25 plus years. You know, put it in the comment section. What you thought, you know, about, you know, this verdict. Of course, a lot of people think, you know, he deserved to be in there for the rest of his life, and some people are against it. They think he's being set up, you know, by, you know, the powers that be. So people have their own opinions about it. You can't judge people for, you know, their opinions. But I feel, you know, if he did the crime, he must, you know, pay the consequences. But you know, I can't say a whole lot because I wasn't around, R. Kelly and stuff like that, of course. But it's strange that a lot of females are coming out with the same stories, but similar. Of course, they have their own experiences with R. Kelly. So this been a good topic tonight. Put your comments under the video what you feel about R. Kelly serving 25 plus years in prison for sex trafficking and all this, dealing with younger females. And this been another video from your boy JG. Hope y'all have a blessed night. All right, peace.